Hey folks, Prepper Princess. For more personal videos, please check out my Patreon page at patreon.com/prepperprincess. So it would appear that the coronavirus has totally changed the way that Americans spend and save their money. Rocky cameo. Hi, mister. Hi, mister. So the Chicago Tribune and the New York Times state that this has been the sharpest decline in consumer spending on record. That beats the Great Depression, that beats all of the recessions. This is a change in spending like no other in history. And for those of you who said that this would just be over in 2 weeks, it does not appear to be over yet. So we don't know exactly when all of the stores are going to be opening. Stores, restaurants, bars, casinos, airplanes, sports arenas, pretty much anywhere where you can gather more than one person. There's no designated time frame of when these are going to be open. Millions of people, millions have lost their jobs. Not due to the coronavirus, but due to the government shutdown brought on by the coronavirus. This is something that people... Can I help you? Give me a kiss. Mwah. This is something brought on that... What I'm pretty much looking at this point is the fact that this may be a forced minimalism on the American people. Not just the American people. Pretty much anybody who's had the virus is having these same sort of effects. We are taking a huge brunt force of it, and it is scary. It really is. If there is nobody out there spending... The statistics state that for every job that there is, that job supports 6 other jobs. So somebody will go to work and then they'll go to a restaurant, the dry cleaners, landscaper, contractors, they'll go on a vacation, they'll support a hotel, an airplane. It just, the numbers really do just go on. And it's unfortunate because this is a recession like no other. The statistics have not gone out because of the statistics have, but we are not officially in a recession because the statistics have not been updated. But we are on the brink of a very, very deep recession, or the greatest possible depression that anyone has known. And I'm not saying this to scare anyone. This is something that a person such as myself is prepared for. People who live an extremely frugal lifestyle are going to be better prepared for those people who are accustomed to getting easy credit, free credit, things that they can spend their money on, go buy a new car one weekend, go on a vacation the next. Well, when you are forced to pay cash for everything. The spending habits of the American people are drastically going to be reduced and drastically going to be changed. And this is something that most of us preppers saw coming, and I don't want anyone to be afraid. It's time for you to sit down, but either by yourself or with your family. It's time to not only create a budget, it's time to meticulously go over every expense that you make. I do recommend looking at your last 3 to 4 months of credit card or debit card statements, because it is always the little things that people don't recognize that just poof, it's gone. You've got it and poof, it's gone. It's that, it's the $5 movie rentals that you do online. It's the unexpected purchase at Amazon, Home Depot, Lowe's. It's when you go to Target or Walmart for entertainment, or you go to the mall and you end up spending $20, $30, $50 that you didn't really have to spend in order to entertain yourself. It is people buying gourmet pre-packaged foods. It's people who are paying top dollar for landscaping services, for things that they can do themselves. And it's these tiny little credit card transactions that just slip through everybody's fingertips. It's that t-shirt that you saw at the store that you absolutely loved and you just had to have at that moment. It's the necklace that, you know, you didn't expect to be purchasing. You were just going to go to Walmart. You were just going to go to Target to look around. But while you were looking around, you spent $80, $100 that you didn't intend to spend. Or you go shopping with a list and you don't stick to the list. It's time to start sticking to that list. It is time to start pre-planning your meals. It's time to start seeing what sort of fruits and vegetables are in season. It's time to start eating less meat. It looks like with issues with production that we're having right now, the people are saying, you know, they're dumping out milk because the government's making them. Well, that's not the case. They are dumping out milk, dumping out meat, essentially. But that's because the schools and restaurants are closed. So all of the food that those restaurants and casinos and arenas and stadiums and snack shacks and schools were all using to feed children or feed the population while they were enjoying their entertainment, that food's no longer being shipped to those places. And there's no, you know, the stores are not buying them because the stores are not accustomed to buying that much food, and they don't have the available space, or based on, you know, previous months of space, they don't have that space or finances available to purchase that. So the farmers have nothing else to do with it but throw it away. It's very, very sad that our government will not allow farms to give away free meat and free milk, because I think that our country would be a lot better place if farmers were allowed to do that. If national or even state and city parks would plant fruit trees and nut trees instead of just ornamental look at me trees, I think that a lot of people would be better financially off. It would bring a lot of people outdoors more often. If you could, you know, pick your own berries. Some states will allow you to do that, but when they create walking trails and paths, they're not planting trees or I guess bushes or vines for people to grow. They're just, you know, they're just planting for ornamental purposes, for viewing purposes, climbing purposes, which is pretty sad, but I digress. So this virus has changed the way that people are spending and saving, and I hope that long term people will be able to understand the value of a dollar. I hope that people will be able to understand where they and how they were overspending. I hope that people will be able to save a lot more money knowing where it's going. And I really do hope the best for everyone who has lived a frugal, cheapskate lifestyle, spending below your means instead of at or above them. We are on pretty scary times right now. I do want to recommend to those who, if you have space in your freezer right now, I've read several articles that look like some meat shortages are coming. Now, I'm not saying go out and do the crazy thing. I'm just saying if you've got a little bit of space in your freezer, maybe when you go shopping next time and you're allowed to and you're not limited, possibly purchase one extra steak or one extra chicken or one extra turkey, a few extra pork loins, just to make sure that your freezer is topped off. And don't forget to ration out your meat. That means eating a fist-sized piece of meat per day per person, not a big giant slab of steak that takes up half your plate. Okay, that's not the way that meat is intended to be consumed, and it's not good for your digestion. Again, I digress. Do what you can with what you've got. Prepper Princess out.